Hello, Halton. Thank you for joining us today on Healthy Minds, Healthy Lives. I'm your host, Nadirah Nazeer. My objective on the show is to always bring information that can help us live a healthy lifestyle. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about turning 50. I have two wonderful ladies joining us today. I have two guests. The first one is Christine Manchisi. She's the founding ambassador for OSNAP Active Lifestyle. And Pascale Gonthier, who's a life coach at Coaching Balance Health. We're going to dig deep into how to manage menopause, all the changes that you're going through when you turn 50, how each of us are handling it, and how we can help you into making sure that you continue living an active, healthy lifestyle. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nadirah.
Thank you for having me.
Pascale, why don't we start with yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Pascale, I am a resident here in Ontario, Canada. I have been 50 for 2 years now, almost 3 years. So my story that I'm going to share today may be progressive as to not just turning 50, but the years after 50 itself. I'm a coach. I provide coaching sessions for corporate, for personal, and for habitual changes as well to get a balanced life.
Thank you. Christine, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the second half of my 50s. I am a founding ambassador with a nutritional supplement company called OSNAP Active Lifestyle, and we just launched in Canada and the United States last May. We will be going global fast, so it's very exciting place to be. I have over 25 years in the financial and real estate industries and over 16 years in the network marketing industry, helping to launch companies, being a presenter, trainer, and pioneer, helping to get some incredible products out there, including the ones I'm working with right now. So.
First conversation I want to have. What was your personal challenge when you turned 50? And how did you deal with it? Why don't you start? We start with you.
Okay. Well, I turned 50 just at the beginning of it. So a lot of activities that were going on that may not been related to me actually that number. Leading up to 50, I was getting really, because I was like, yeah, 50, man, I'm rocking it, right? I'm healthy, I have a job, I'm married, I have, wonderful my life. And so when I turned 50, I was actually really that come with such great strength into it. And then it turned into more of a realization that things that were changing, inside, that attributed to age and not necessarily my vitality, right? And then I struggled because I'm not sure if it was hormonal, if it was situation with COVID, or because work, there's a lot of stuff going on at work, right? And business, owning business and so forth. So I wasn't too sure the delineation was the age or it was just the circumstances. So a while to in habits, maybe eating a little bit differently. My activities were being adjusted, being impacted. So I did a lot of research and a lot of self-reflection in order to determine what might be situational versus hormonal. And then once I realized it might have been it's hormonal, I searched for some assistance through a naturopath. And that was the beginning of helping me remove the hormonal component of the transition of this particular age, if you will, and then focus on the other things that come with being 50 plus.
And that's very true. Before I go back to kind of Christine here, and that's exactly the same exercise I went through. As you know, I turned 50 last year. I think 50 is the new 30, personally.
Absolutely.
But my body sometimes doesn't agree with me, I tell you that. So for me, it was to your point, because when you look at your life, you had all the ingredients for happiness. What society tells you you should have to be happy. But for some reason, you're not feeling that happiness at all. And you kind of wonder why. And it really was down to hormonal. and a shift in lifestyle with diet and exercise and supplement. I find those combinations along with meditation kind of help with that personally. Christine, what was your discovery as you were turning 50?
Well, for me, 50 just all of a sudden showed up. It seemed so far away throughout my whole life. And then all of a sudden it was there. And I was in a bad relationship. I had my son a little later. So I was like, I've been a single mom for a long time. And all of a sudden I had this feeling like I should be sort of further ahead. I had, had built something, lost it, restarted, built something, restart. So it was this kind of overwhelming feeling like, oh my God, I'm more than halfway. And sort of struggling with that a little bit, like personally, how I was, but also with what Pascale mentioned, like the hormonal side, the hot flashes. I mean, you're looking at your face in the mirror all of a sudden too, and every little line looks like a valley, and weight is hard to keep down. You're not sleeping the way you used to sleep. So there was kind of this emotional side reaching it, but then also sort of the physical side of it as well. So,
and for me too, the intention of this is to really have an authentic conversation, because we all have this image that we put out there that we got this, right? We're in control. And the truth is that we don't, right? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to go through those peaks and valleys, because we are changing. Our hormones are changing. We need to adapt. We need the support. I myself have a little group of support system of ladies who's my age group, where we can talk about what we're going through and what we're doing about it. And I think we need to do more of that as a society, as folks. If you're not having a good day, just say you're not having a good day. And it's okay not to have a good day. It's okay to normalize that. We don't need to be superwoman, because us as women, we suffer from the superwoman syndrome. We want to show that we got everything under control. And the truth is that we don't. So, Christine, let me ask you this. What kind of support system have you created around yourself to help you through this transition of turning 50?
Well, I think get it. Well, the company that I'm involved with right now, I mean, the community, the culture, absolutely incredible. Everybody is very supportive. Like network marketing too, and this company specifically very big on personal development, very big on the health side of things like nutrition, sleep, good energy. Fighting the aging process from the inside, those kind of things, but also getting active. You mentioned that was such a huge thing for me, was getting back to the gym, getting outside, getting active. So like I started to do that. Then COVID hit. Of course, then you went to this like downslide again, and I put on like 38 pounds, and I was sitting on the couch like everybody else, so I kind of lost it for a bit. So the timing on getting involved with those Snap Active lifestyle and stuff, and getting back to the gym and physical and everything was absolutely huge for me, because the physical, the get moving part is huge as you get, especially as you get older,
And that's when you find that there was a change, like it really helped you mentally, I find, when you're eating healthy and moving.
Absolutely. Like it keeps the anxiety levels down, it helps to boost the good hormones and stuff like that. And then you start to see the change again back to the healthy side in your body if you're getting active and getting out there, as opposed to, sitting there on the couch whining about, oh, I'm 50 and all I do is drink wine and watch TikToks, kind of a thing. So, it was just great timing on everything. The company, the products that they have, the getting active. And so, I mean, I'm proud of my age now. I'm proud to say that, I'm going to be 56 years old, and there's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that don't feel that way.
I agree with you. I proudly say my age. I'm 50. I wear my 50. I wear my grays, because at the end of the day, I say I've earned every single gray hair that I have, because we need to normalize aging, and it's okay to age, right? So Pascale, how about yourself? As you're going through that transition, can you give us some specific example about what you did that worked for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I am going to resonate with accepting the aging process, as you're mentioning, Nadirah. I've decided I'm not dyeing my hair. I haven't dyed my hair almost my whole life. I rarely dyed my hair, and even now I haven't dyed my hair. And I'm kind of holding on to that as saying I'm going to just age gracefully, right? And take ownership of it, and really, let's just say, challenge the status quo of what 50 is. And what 50 is for everybody's different, just like whatever age group we are is different. But for me, it's at this stage. I mean, maybe we'll talk next year, and I'll have change my hair color. But for now, it's just like, it's okay to be aging, right? It's okay. I'd rather be aging than dying, or dead, quite bluntly. And so what I found was the process of getting to acceptance is reshifting my framework, right? And not looking at it so much as obviously an age that's chronological, but looking at is where am I in my life and what is it that I still want to do? And also looking at what are the milestones that are already achieved and take pride in those as well. So what I've done is reframe and then also reach out to the community. I've done a lot more things that I wouldn't have done when I was younger. I'm very much an introvert, and I wouldn't accept a lot of people's invitations to go out. I would be just like, no, I'm good. I'm content. I'm happy here. I have my family and so forth. So I've done a lot of things outside my comfort level because I'm like, dang, if I don't do it now, I'm healthy, I'm young, I still have a lot of vibration, I have to do it. So it was more of changing my framework and taking more chances and risks. In addition to what Christine was saying, physical activity, it always had been a pinnacle and an important part of my life. And I was actually quite competitive physically in some sports. And with COVID, it went, a little bit more to the left side and more at home workouts. And then finally, when COVID was over and I was able to go back to the gym and I was standing in the mirrors with everybody else, I'm like, oh my, what did 2.5 years do? And that was also a very wide opening for me to say, okay, well, I can really invest in my health, or I can choose to accept certain things and I can find that balance. And that's what I've chosen to do, find that balance. I don't have to be what I was at 25, but I also don't have to be, something I don't necessarily feel proud of in my 50s.
And you said something here, doing something outside of your comfort zone. We have to challenge ourselves as we get older. And I think that's what helps us also create new neural pathways, right? And new learnings. I personally have started to learn how to ski. I'm still really bad at it. I'm still on the magic carpet. I'm not going to lie. I just learned how to tie my own shoe. But it's great for me. I love it because it challenged me mentally, physically, emotionally. I can't tell you how many times I fell, like many times, but I keep getting up because I feel good about doing something that I would never done and take that risk. Mm-hmm. And I think as we age, we need to take more risks. To what Pascale said, we need to do more things that is outside our comfort zone because it helps us mentally and it helps us physically as well too. Christine, have you done anything crazy in your 50s that you've never done before?
Well, it's probably a big list of stuff. No. Well, I mean, part of my 50s, it was in COVID. I mean, so yeah, that was crazy. Never thought I'd see that in my lifetime for sure. But getting out of your comfort zone, I mean, this is out of the comfort zone. Social media for me is a big thing that is totally out of my comfort zone. I'm what we call Gen X, right? Old school. I had no problem speaking at the front of the room. I did a lot of training. I did a lot of presentations. I've spoken in front of up to 1,000 people, but somehow there's this intimidation about doing a 30-second live on Facebook, and all this social media. You have to be out there. You have to be in front of people. That to me is very uncomfortable. And I'm, working through it. Doing this interview with you today, I mean, this is out of my comfort zone too. So, and I do have a list. I don't want to learn how to ski. I did it once, fell, hurt myself, but there's other things I want to do. I ballroom dancing I want to do. I want to get my black belt in Muay Thai. I want to travel. Of course, we all have our list. The list doesn't stop at 50. Actually, I think the list gets bigger because we're running out of time. So we better get to that list and get going, right?
Absolutely, Christine. And I have to say, you're doing really well on the show today. So you're perfect. You are a natural. I just want to say that. And I'm sure
Thanks.
our viewers will agree with us, with me. You are a natural. So, Pascal, let me ask you this. As a life coach, when folks are coming to you
Mhm.
with their challenges after 50, because the topic today is about dealing, turning 50 and the challenges of 50, what are your key advice that you give them?
What I see, or what in my experience, is women who are coming in their 50s to have life coaching are looking for a transition. They're looking to change something. They're looking to start anew, if you will. They're at a certain age with some milestones already being passed, right? They had their children, they've at a certain place in their workplace, at their work. And so now they want something and they want to transition. And for the first thing I do as with any, coaching or any changes is to be very clear as to what it is that you're looking for. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What emotions come to you when you think about the change? Why is it important to you? Why now? What makes it viable for you to want to engage and change? What will be some of the challenges that you'll encounter that you might want to plan for? But really, it's getting clear on the what. What is it that it would look like, feel like? So if you're a visual person, maybe you want to paint it, or you can talk to it as terms of a color, or you might look at it as a visual object, and getting clear on that before you even start on building out what your change is going to be.
Yeah. And so, Christine and Pascal, it's so important for people to know when you're turning 50, you don't have to be, you're not that same person that you were in your 20s and 30s and 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, this 50 in this generation is very different from the 50 from our mom and grandmother.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Absolutely.
identify at all with my mom or my grandmother. For them, it was like life is over at 50. For us, new generation, I feel like it's a new chapter. It's a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I think
absolutely.
people have to really, really embrace this and ask themselves, okay, what is the version of me that I want to be at 50? And be very open and honest with themselves. Christine, how was your conversation with some of your friends?
Well, at that point, like I said, I was coming out of a bad relationship. I had some friends that I had to take inventory of my associations. Let's put it that way, because you become the average of the 5 people you associate with the most. And if the people that you are associating with are not going in the direction that you want to go, and at 50, I still had a long way forward to go, then you got to make some changes. You got to make some changes in your associations, and that's kind of where I was at. So it was 50 was a brand new start for me. It was okay. Let's go into this second half running. Instead of, oh God, I'm 50 and it's over, which is unfortunately what you hear a lot. Like I'm out there doing shows to talk about OSNAP active lifestyle. I have these incredible conversations with these ladies. Most of them, like most of the time, it's at women's shows and stuff like that. They're 40 or up, and they're overweight. They complain about sleep. They complain about this and that and whatever. And I have these great conversations about their health and and being active and nutrition and sleep and where they're going. And I get their information to follow up, and they go to the cookie lady beside me, spend all their money there, and you never hear from them again. So it's like, what's important? You kind of have to take a itinerary. What's important to you? Is your health important? Is your sleep important? Is your path going in the right direction? Taking inventory on your associations, just taking inventory on yourself as well. Where are you, and where do you want to go, and how do you get there? What do you have to do? And just keep moving forward. And it seems to me a lot of women in their 50s, although we are a different generation than the moms or whatever, they're just kind of giving up. I don't know if you ladies feel that way. Some of them, they just I think 50 is the new 30. I feel fantastic, and I feel like I've got so much more to do, like you ladies do. But there are some ladies that seem to they just give it up.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's the age or if it was always part of their lifestyle. And now they just have something to hang their hat against, right? Saying, well, I am 50, so I deserve to just kind of rest and do what I want to do and eat what I want to eat and enjoy what I want to enjoy because I'm already 50. Yeah. And because I see, depending on how you're mentioning who you hang out with, what were their lifestyles beforehand? And if you need to start that lifestyle or continue that lifestyle, whether you're 50 or not, I think it's a continuation of your mindset and really getting, like you said, that values. If you know what you value, if you value your health, you're not going to go to the cookie counter and buy a bunch of cookies. They're going to talk to you, right?
And just to here's something that I heard a while back that stuck with me. It's choosing your hard, because life can be hard. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to do the hard where you are in aches and pains and not feeling well and always complaining? Or do you want to do the hard where you educate yourself about healthy eating, exercise, sleeping habits, just changing your lifestyle? Either way is hard, because I'll be honest with you, some days I don't want to go to the gym. I don't. I would rather sit on the couch and watch Netflix. I'll be honest. But I know that's not going to benefit me in the long run. So I need to push. So it all depends. I always tell people you have to do something hard. Choose your hard.
Similar to that, I heard, easy choices. You think you have an easy life, but it's not that. You're making easy choices, you're going to have a hard life. You're making the right hard choices, your life will be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another kind of way of looking at it. Absolutely. So for the viewers out there, and the reason why I wanted to have this show about women turning 50, because I know there's a lot of us out there who are struggling with our mental health and physical health. There's a lot of changes, right? There's a lot of fogginess in our mind, and we're not quite the same. Oftentimes we say, oh, we're going to get something. We go up the stairs, we go in the room, and we go, why am I here? What was I looking for?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened to many of us. We are in our closet and go, I know I'm here for a reason. What was the reason? What did I need? And then sometimes you need to jog your memory. Or you need to walk back downstairs and go, I'm sure I'm going to remember it. But that happens to a lot of us. And now how do you counter that? And I always say, going to see a nutritionist, going to see your doctor. There's so many different things that you can take. Like personally, for me, I take magnesium threonate. I find that helps me with some of my memory. And I would really highly suggest for you guys to go see a nutritionist and your doctors, and to be able to see what kind of extra supplement you need to take now in your 50s that will help you with your health, brain health. In addition to that, I always say when you do an exercise, when you do something that's outside of your comfort zone, it will help you create new neural pathways and it will help you with your brain. I know we're going to have to wrap up soon. Pascale, I'm going to throw it over to you here. What are your top 3 advice for our viewers?
One, self-compassion. So whatever that means to you in terms of self-care. The other one would be seeking balance and knowing that the balance will not always be in complete homeostasis. There's going to be tips and valleys along the way, but that your balance in the end is what is important to you and what you value the most. The third one, I think it's just, I think I'll leave it with that.
Okay, perfect. How about you, Christine?
Well, I think it's taking inventory, like where you're at, associations, what is it that you want, and embracing your age. Like, stop complaining about it, do something about it. If there's something that you don't like, take that inventory, make those changes, and start to love yourself and move forward. Nutrition, absolutely huge. I deal with that on a daily basis. Like you mentioned, the brain fog. We have a product for that, and we have a product for sleep. Healthy energy, so stay away from the sugars, the artificial caffeine, the Red Bulls, and all that stuff like that. So, in overall nutrition, and get moving. Stay active, because as soon as you sit your butt on the couch, that's when the aging process really starts to catch up with you. So keep moving.
So all the folks who are listening, to all the viewers out there, continue staying active. 50 really is the new 30. Get out there, figure out your new self, figure out your new version, and continue living life to your fullest. I want to say thank you so much, Christine and Pascale, for joining me today. I really love this conversation and to hear about your journey and what you've done. And we really need to normalize this. At the end of the day, we are all struggling. We are all having challenges. Let's talk to each other. Let's talk to our community. Let's talk to our health practitioner. And let's start making sure that we're taking our mental and physical health so that we can have a better life. On that note, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to sharing more content on mental health and wellness. Until then, I want to say stay positive and start believing.